Watching a CBG TV content provider broadcast.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or CBGTV.com. The medical and health information shared does not constitute a physician-patient relationship. It is provided for general informational and educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional care.
You're gonna get so high because we're pot smoking. I said we're getting high because we're pot smoking. We're gonna get so high because we're pot smoking. That's right, we're getting high because we're pot smoking. Good morning, sunshine. How you feeling?
Oh, I shouldn't even ask you that, Dr. High. Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. I am feeling great. Dr. High he looks a little pale around the gills over there, huh?
Feeling a little rough.
He looks a little green.
Yeah.
It might be a rough week for Dr. High.
Oh, I'm hoping. My wife's been sick for a couple of days since Saturday, but today she seems to be feeling a little bit better. So I'm hoping today, tomorrow might be a bit rough, but hopefully by Wednesday I'll be feeling a little better.
On the mend, I hope.
Yeah.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you. Just know that, okay?
I'm just laughing at the irony of it being today, which is a day that could be a very important day for us.
It's a good day. It's going to be a good day. You just sit back and relax. Try not to shit yourself. And
yeah.
I'll take over.
Hold on. I don't want to get any of the audience sick today, so.
Oh, well, we appreciate that. We have a lot of guests coming up today, so I'm sure
we don't want to get anybody sick.
Right, and they don't want to go out tomorrow with COVID. So, do you think it's the vid?
Well, it's either that or the flu, but my wife has got COVID at work, and she had to deal with a couple of individuals who had it the other day towards the end of last week. So kind of leading towards that way. You know, I don't understand where I'm living now. Yesterday, I went to the pharmacy to try and get a couple of rapid tests, right? For my wife, because I wasn't feeling sick at the time. And they said, well, it depends on whether you qualify or not. And I said, well, my wife is a nurse that works with senior citizens. And they were like, well, that doesn't qualify. And I said, that doesn't qualify. So the girl's going to help me out, right? She said, do you have any children? And I'm like, yeah. How old are they? I said, 21 and 26. So I could see where she was going, right? She says, does your 21-year-old go to school? I'm like, yeah, sure, he goes to school still. It wasn't true, but I told her because I was trying to get what I wanted. And then the actual pharmacist comes over and is like, does he live in your house? Does he this? Does he that? I'm like, no. She said, then you don't qualify. And I said, listen, my wife is a nurse that works with seniors. It's important that she knows before she either goes back to work or doesn't. She says, no, it doesn't qualify. I said, okay, so I'm going to have my wife go to work and get the old people sick then, if that's the way it is. Oh, no, sir, you can buy the tests for $23. I'm like, I'm not buying them. Why should I pay for it? You know what I mean? This is a public health issue. You know, after all you tried to take away from us for all these years because of COVID, and now you want me to pay for the tests?
Yeah, now it's a lucrative thing.
Yeah, that's it, right?
So for them now, you buy them
exactly. So I don't know exactly
price of $29.99.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what I have, but this isn't the first time I had COVID, if it's what it is, and it does feel quite reminiscent of the first experience. So
You're having flashbacks of COVID.
yeah, I'm so achy and my throat's killing me and I'm
so
nauseated. Oh, it's a rough day.
I'm so sorry.
And
And
I've
then
got
you
the
gotta get up and
chills.
walk Loki every hour.
Oh, I already had to take him out twice today, and that was pretty miserable. So
Is Mrs. High still home, or is she back?
yeah, she couldn't go to work today. You know, can't take the chance. So she's home today too, out of work. Did we go silent?
Yeah. I'm sorry, I got a phone call.
Oh, I was going to say,
Go ahead,
what
Doc.
happened? I didn't freeze, did I?
No, you. I apologize. My son
no
was
problem.
calling from out of the house, and I didn't know if he was okay. I had to check and make sure everything.
You got to when it's your kids.
Especially an 18-year-old who, I don't.
My son just registered his own business last week.
Oh my God! Congratulations.
Yeah, it's good for him. He took a few weeks ago. He got contacted by a company that does insulation. And he had to go to town for a week to train with him. And I was like, that's kind of weird, right? Like, I don't get it. And man, they've given him a truck now. He's registered his own business. He's back. He's working in Ontario for next week. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I'm happy for him.
Yeah,
that's good.
That's awesome. So we have an exciting day
We
ahead
do.
of me. I feel like I'm going to be working all day for some reason, and I'm.
Excuse me.
Oh my God, that sounds horrible. If you're going to hurl in this.
I'm looking around for the bucket.
Yes, I don't want to talk about that. Let's talk about our day. Let's get your mind off of your illness for a second here. So we have a whole bunch of Weedsuit Heroes, as far as I know, coming up. Tomorrow is the day to vote yes on 2. If you live in Ohio and other states, I'm sure have some other stuff going on. We focus on Ohio because we have a bunch of good friends right there in Ohio, right next to the next state over. But we, don't, if you got it going on in your state, please let us know. We'll definitely shout out your state as well.
Yeah.
Especially if it has to do with the weed stuff,
Yeah. Thanks, Tom. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think this is going to be the biggest day in Ohio since 2015 in the cannabis world, which is when they last tried to pass this on the ballot. And then I think in 2016, they legalized medical use. So pretty big deal coming up tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm very excited. It's like I feel like I want to go to Ohio and vote, but I know that's against the rules, so I won't. Don't worry about that. But I'm excited for them. I am so pumped because we've been a part of it for the last year or at least 6 or 8 months, where we've been friends and hanging with the Weedsuit Heroes on a regular, and calligraphy's been a part of our family here at WTHC for over a year now. We've been jamming their shit. Yeah. So, I'm excited for them. I'm excited for all of our friends up in Ohio. Well, everybody, please go vote yes. And we're going to tell you why later. Right, Doctor?
Yeah, I really got my fingers crossed for this initiative to pass tomorrow for them out there. I think it's good for everybody. So,
well, if it doesn't, it's fake news. So don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's fake news. It really did pass. Just smoke it anyway.
Well, that's it, right? But the numbers from the advanced like surveys and stuff they're doing, it appears that pretty close to 60% of the respondents are saying that they will vote yes on this issue. And of course, it's only going to take 50% plus 1. So
right. So that sounds like we got a lock, but
there's a good chance.
You never know who's going to tamper with the votes.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Right. That's why we're going to have our guest this afternoon, who is going to be joining us, hopefully via telephone, but we'll be live right here on Facebook and YouTube. I don't know his name, but let's bring Michael up. I'm sure he has some information on it. Are you ready to bring
It is William Seitz,
Mr.
Republican. Is Republican a senator or congressman? but he's Ohio State Representative William Seitz, one of the 3 authors of the no side of the ballot we went through with Mike the other day.
Very exciting. Very exciting.
Yeah.
Let's bring Michael up first and get him up here talking. Everybody, there's Michael. I didn't even have to do it. He just popped up.
Mike, long time no see, brother. How you doing?
How you guys doing? Well, I know you're sick, Dr. High. You're in my thoughts. I'm sending you healing and loving vibes, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Did you get a new permanent?
Yeah, a new perm. It looks great, don't it?
Yeah, it's looking a little fluffier today than normal. Yeah.
I combed it and took a shower.
Is that for the you showered? That's what it is.
I showered for the representative. That's what I did.
That's it. Hey, women pay big money to get hair like that.
Right. I have older women. They're like, oh, I wish I could have hair like that. I'm like, I'll donate.
That's because once you do have it, it's a bit of a pain. You think, right? For you, it's probably a lot of work.
No, I would like to.
Curly Kel, that's okay. Curly Kel would be happy to donate as well. I'm sure she's not a big fan of her curly hair.
I would like to apologize in a good way ahead of time, Hippie, because the Weedsuit Heroes are kind of taking over the show today.
No,
okay.
Thank goodness you're here because my energy levels are pretty low. So I'm going to appreciate your contributions.
Well, the game plan is once the representative comes on, we're going to let Matt represent us as the Weedsuit Heroes because he has all the facts he has in front of him, all the issue.
He'll be the mouth, but we got to keep him calm.
Oh, he's fine. He'll be calm.
Yeah,
he's a little riled up. He's got a new neck tattoo, so I don't know.
No, we're actually not here to debate. We're just here to talk, and that's what he said.
I just want to have a conversation. We want to feel why he feels that way.
Yeah.
Well, we want to understand the reasoning behind it, absolutely, and maybe some of where the information that he's proposed has originated from.
Yes, and we have the facts in front of us. He has it already, everything to go. So once the representative comes on, I'm just going to let Matt have the floor if that's all right with you guys.
Yeah, well, no.
Yeah, that's fine.
I will take control, but yeah, Matt.
Yeah. Hippie, you're the most likely to get infuriated out of all of us.
Yeah, we need to put Hippie backstage.
That's it. All I got to do is bring up the fact that you don't journal your medicine and we can get you riled up.
But guys, we do have the Weedsuit Heroes coming on very soon. We're going to talk about the legislative, the medical, and all that stuff. And they are on the battlefield right now rallying. So we are going to hear from maybe the first medical patient. Maybe Billy Blaze is going to have some words to say.
Nice.
And we're going to do all that.
From on location?
From on location. Matt's going to be actually at the rally. He's going to be in his car, but we're going to let him go out and talk to people if you guys want him to. And he's going to talk to the first medical patient, get her side of everything.
And
beautiful.
Sounds like a great show.
Now, did anybody get that Laura Ingraham mask?
No.
Oh, damn it.
I tried reaching out to her. She would not reply.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
I thought you're a very nice guy. I figured for sure she would be happy to talk to you.
Right. Well,
you know what? People have a lot of opinions when they can't be rebutted, right? Or when they don't have to actually defend their position.
Right. Well,
that's why shout out to Bill Seitz. Even though we don't agree, I want to give a shout out to that man for agreeing to come on a show where he knows he's not going to be agreed on.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's coming here. Well, he's not coming here, but he's calling in, and that's fine as long as he doesn't hang up on us.
We'll be respect.
I have no control over his hanging up ability.
I'm not worried about Matt. I'm worried about you, Hippie.
I'm just gonna smoke right here like this.
We just got to be careful because we know he is a politician. So hopefully by the end of the episode, we're not all thinking about voting no.
Oh, right. I think him and I are gonna hit it off. We have a lot of similar traits. Him being a politician, me being a puppet.
There you go.
Come on, let's be respectful, Hippie.
I didn't say just him. I meant them all, both sides. I'm not picking on the Republicans. I'm talking about all of them.
But what's going to help a lot is because
if he disagrees with us, I brought a bribe for him.
Sweet. We're going to pay him off with American money.
Well, the thing that's going to help us out a lot is the fact that he's claiming no medicinal benefits. And we have the first medical patient of Ohio that is on our side. And she has MS. And she was told she'd never walk again. And due to cannabis, she's not only walking with a cane, but she swims at the Four Seasons every morning.
Wow, that's incredible,
And
eh?
we've had plenty of other patients as well from our shows previous,
Yeah.
like Chardell and a bunch of others, Sister Mary Jane, who are all walking miracles because of cannabis. So, all right, that's it, hippie. Shut up.
Well, that's the thing, right? There is plenty of evidence now that there is medical benefit. You know what I mean? There are so many
Don't you give me the finger down there,
countries.
Garrett. I'll come down there and break that finger.
I
Oh, sorry. Garrett's giving me a finger down there.
can't see Garrett today.
He says, warning. Warning number 1, hippie.
Oh, he's turned into Fable.
I've got my first warning. No, Fable still rips me a new one constantly. Don't worry.
3 strikes and you're out.
Maybe he's saying something about the clock that's about to say commercial break, everybody. We are hanging out on Cannabis Chronicles. We have Dr. Not Feeling So Good High today.
Yeah.
And Mike Usenick from the Weedsuit Heroes. And we're going to have a whole bunch of Weedsuit Heroes coming up in a couple minutes. So stick around. Hit it, Garrett.
Have you ever pondered cannabis beyond the haze? Would you like to know more about this incredible plant? Dive into drhigh.com. Unlock medical wonders, master home-based crafts, and debunk myths. Do you support our mission? Shop Dr. High AI Haze on Etsy for cannabis-themed clothing, mugs, and digital downloads using original AI cannabis art. Hell, we might even have some psychedelic mushroom items there too. We also have 25 books on cannabis and specific medical conditions available at Dr. High on Amazon.com. drhigh.com, cannabis information, education, and advocacy.
Announcing CBGTV's Bud Break book. Get your copy now. Detailed strain reviews. Every purchase supports the ongoing efforts of CBGTV. Available from Amazon and at cbgtv.com or scan the QR code.
Say bye-bye to bottled water. Holistic Health Water has certified medical-grade water ionizers that make 7 types of water, including healthy alkaline. There's a 5-micron filter that lasts up to a year, and each machine lasts 25 to 30 years. Simply attach to your faucet or install under your sink. Even get a mineral spa unit for your shower. Go to ownyourwater.org to get a free ebook. Plus, pay for any machine in full and get an extra filter free. Change your water and change your life. Ownyourwater.org.
Discover the natural path to wellness at Tailored Herbs and Concentrates.
Herbs?
With a passion for holistic health, we are your trusted source for premium herbs and concentrates.
Wait a minute, do they have weed?
Our dedicated team is here to guide you on your wellness journey. Open 7 days a week, 10 to 10, ensuring you have access to what you need when you need it most. Tailored Herbs and Concentrates is located
Their pot
2941 Highway 11, Burnt Church, New Brunswick, Canada. If you need assistance anytime,
I need assistance. I need weed.
Just call 506-871-4299. Tailored Herbs and Concentrates.
Where all the potheads go.
WTHC, welcome back. You're hanging on the Cannabis Chronicles. It's Da.Hippie, the sick Dr. High, who seems to be having a coughing fit over there, so he turned his screen black. Oh, he's back. He's back. And, of course, we have the wonderful and beautiful, darling Mike Usenick with us. We're getting ready to bring up some of our friends of the Weedsuit Heroes. Cannabis saved John Lee's life. John Lee, I agree. It saved my life as well. In a no, I can't say that. Maybe in the same way, maybe in a different way, but it definitely saved my life as well. I want to give a big shout out to all of my sponsors, but don't forget today, if you're up in New Brunswick, Canada, Burnt Church to be exact, stop on over at our friend Tailored Herbs and Concentrates and say hello to our new friend Zoe, working her ass off up there at Tailored Herbs and Concentrates. When you walk in now, don't think that you're going to get a free pre-roll of Granddaddy Perp, but today's strain of the day is Granddaddy Perp. So you walk in, hi Zoe, and Zoe's going to say hello, and then you say, I heard something about Granddaddy Perp, and then she's going to say, you did. And then she's going to give you a free pre-roll. No
It
purchase.
could have been
necessary.
Ken Estes sent me.
Ken Estes sent you? Yeah. Oh, we'll do that one next week. Yeah, that's a good one too. Ken Estes sent me from WTHC Radio, friend of WTHC Radio. Anyway, that's it for the, make sure you stop in and say hello to Zoe. And I think this afternoon, Damien's going to be there hanging out. So walk in if you see a young man working, say hello to Damien and tell him the same thing, Granddaddy Perp, and he's going to give you a free pre-roll courtesy of Tailored Herbs and Concentrates, New Brunswick, Canada. Stop on by, say hello, and tell him the hippie sent you. All right, we're back. We got a 420 song. Hit it, Peter.
With a new name, I see you watching me do things. You can look, but you just can't touch. I'd give you more, but you want too much. You sows and sows want such and such. I got news. You can't fill my shoes. 20 years in the game, I done paid my dues. I seen all the tricks and done sang the blues. You think you can, but you don't understand. You don't get high like me. You think you can, but you don't understand. You don't get high like me. 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 Time's up. Did you do what you wanted? Did you live? Did the kids outweigh the guns? I did. Yes, I did. And the clock's still running. Go for it. Ain't nothing to it. Everybody gonna struggle, just push right through it. Ain't nobody gonna live your life. You gotta choose. I got news. You can't fill my shoes. 20 years in the game. I done paid my dues. Seen all the tricks. Done sang the blues. You think you can, but you don't understand. You don't get high like me. You think you can, but you don't understand. You don't get high. You don't get high like me. 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 You don't get high like me.
Stop, Michael.
You don't get high like me. You don't get high like me.
See, when I do radio, that's how I get my exercise. I just dance.
There we go.
I was sitting down the whole time. So here soon we do have
Legalize it.
We do have Matt Cooper and John H. Lee coming on here soon. Matt Cooper is from Dabbing with Dads. He also works for the List of Cloud, and John H. Lee is the bookie for the List of Cloud. He also runs a lot of food pantries and stuff for the area.
Legalize it, baby. Legalize it.
Legalize it.
You know, like
Welcome
how
back,
can
welcome
people?
back.
How can
You're
people?
hanging. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, I was going to say, how can people say that, cannabis is bad when you look at the activism that's going on with the guys from the Weedsuit Heroes outside of the cannabis lane? You know what I mean? With the food banks and with youth who are at risk of getting into trouble and things like that. I mean, these are all really community minded
Our
things.
friend Rick
You know what I mean?
Our friend Rick Lay, he's not really considered a Weedsuit Hero yet, but he does help a lot. He does a lot of events for kids where we go and we talk to kids and stuff. Well, I do it occasionally, but like Matt will talk to kids and Dustin will talk to kids and all them guys will talk to the kids and stuff. It's not just about the cannabis, it's about the youth and the community.
You're right.
All right. Well, it looks like Matthew Cooper and a bunch of the guys are coming up. They're here. So if you want to bring them up, let's bring them up.
We got an army. Let's see. The bookie, John Lee. What up, brother?
In the bookie,
What's happening,
John
guys?
Lee. Welcome
What's
in.
up, guys? What's happening, guys?
Hero, Matt Cooper. How are you?
Hold on just a minute, fellas.
I'm doing great. I'm going to have a hard time hearing you guys because we are on the side of the road.
I will talk closer to my microphone for you, buddy.
Matt is on location today.
We have an excellent turnout of people down here today, and there's a bunch more people that are supposed to be coming down. And then at 2:30, I have a full command center set up in the passenger side of Cody's car so that I can sit down and do what I got to do.
All right,
There we
that's
go.
awesome. We're very excited. Are you getting a lot of beeping out there? A lot of people beeping at you guys?
Yes, sir. And we actually just got started, probably 10, 15 minutes ago. So we were trying to get things set up and, everybody in place. But no, there's a huge show of support down here. You get your occasional middle finger and thumbs down, but it's to be expected. You smile and wave.
That's right.
Say hi. Thank you. We love you.
And if I'm not mistaken, Matt, you said you was wanting to talk to Joni and Billy later for us.
Yes. Actually, Joni's actually talking right now, but I do plan on getting over here and kind of interviewing Joni and letting her get on camera for a minute because she is a bevy of knowledge. And what I like about Joni's situation, she worked for the state for like 20-something years before her MS got to the point where she really couldn't work. And she was wheelchair bound for like 5 years. And then she got her medical card, started using cannabis and CBD, and still following up with her doctor, doing the things she was supposed to be doing, but she was just using medical cannabis and CBD. And that woman now swims the Four Seasons 4 days a week. She walks assisted with a cane, but she's up on her own 2 feet. And she's been out here every single day with Bill.
Oh, that's awesome.
Every day.
Yeah, that woman is a warrior for sure.
That's awesome.
Was she at OVDJ? Did I meet her at OVDJ?
Yes, actually, she was there. She was on the scooter.
Yeah, I think I met her. I remember now.
Yeah, she's Ohio's very first medical marijuana patient, actually.
It's slowly coming back to me. I don't know why. I must have a bad memory or something.
Well, let's face back. The OBDJ campout was kind of a blur for a lot of people.
Yes, it was.
A haze, if you will.
There was a lot of weed smoke that day.
There was a lot of weed smoking.
There may have been some marijuana there.
So I'm not trying to interrupt what the Hippie and Matt's doing, but I would like to also talk to John Lee a little bit because marijuana saved his life, and also I would love for him to give us his side of the story of his cannabis journey.
Because John Lee's he had an injury that that's what he uses, so he's a bevy of information to check into too.
That's pretty much all I use. I was on medications and pills. I had a spinal cord injury, was paralyzed. And cannabis is one thing that takes care of all of my own.
While he's talking, because the traffic is loud.
That's totally fine.
Just
so that's fine.
So we can hear.
But cannabis allows me to be able to go and help other people with my food pantry. You can be a productive member of society and do what you have to do and still be a patient.
Right. We're
you
not
don't have to be looked down upon because you use cannabis.
Right.
Yeah.
We're not just stoners who sit around and do nothing, We're
yes. And it allows me to go out there and be the example. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I think there's a lot of compassion and empathy in the cannabis community for all individuals, right? I think we're just a more gentle, open-minded element to society.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's I believe that like this new this law we're trying to pass, I believe it's fair because we always say, why can't you treat this the same as alcohol or tobacco or anything else? This will help just remove the stigma.
Right. Matthew Cooper, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can.
Garrett says that he can mute you and unmute you, so you don't have to worry about it. So he can mute you and you can unmute so that you can talk.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know if you guys were able to mute it or not, so I figured I just hit the little mic button.
Oh, yeah, now I didn't know. I guess Garrett can do it.
Just to give a little heads up on how later is going to work, John and company, everybody here, due to us not wanting to talk over top of each other, we're probably going to throw a bunch of us backstage and just whenever we have a point, put our hands up or something and talk, because that Matt's going to mostly have the floor when it comes to the talking aspect. It's still a hippie show. He's still going to be running everything, but it's going to be mostly Matt doing the talking points.
Yeah.
Which I genuinely appreciate the floor on that one. That is a debate I've been wanting to have for a very long time, especially coming from the recovery aspect of it. I just feel there's a lot of people that are in the state that are in state positions that are very misinformed on what we're trying to do with recreational cannabis. They're looking at it as it's party time when in fact that couldn't be further from the truth.
No.
Exactly.
Well, it's
So
a conversation that needs to happen.
Are you guys good with that format though?
We'll see.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I think that it's important. You guys are deep into it. You're all from Ohio. You're all involved in this movement to legalize the recreational side of cannabis, and this is one of your state representatives. So I think it's completely logical and makes sense that you guys are the ones who really interact with Bill
You're
White.
on WTHC. I can't thank you enough for bringing it right here to the radio. I'm happy to have it on the radio. I'm thrilled to have this as a part of our fight. The stigma, this is going to be awesome. I'm very excited.
It also helps set up for the future because we can also have other representatives from other states who are against it to talk to people from their states. Sorry to interrupt, Matt.
No, you're good. I was just going to tell them I just appreciate them letting us use their platform for that discussion.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what this platform is for.
Yeah, right. And oh, now I forgot. CRS again. Damn
See,
it.
Hippie, this is why you can't be on with the representative, Hippie. You'll just forget what your point was.
I come up with a good one every once in a while, though. I come up with a good one. I'm like, whoa, if you guys don't interrupt me.
So
I've learned my lesson with that one.
I've known John for a while, but I did have a couple questions for John.
Go for it.
When it comes to like cannabis,
Get over here with Joni real quick.
You're good. You're good. John, what was your injuries, if you don't mind talking, and how did cannabis help?
Joni's there.
I was in an automobile. I was in an automobile accident. I hear them all talking. Never mind.
Sorry, John. We'll get you next.
Yeah, John. Sorry, Joni's there. Let's get Joni before.
Go ahead, Joni. Hi, Joni.
Hi, Joni.
Hi, how are you guys?
Dr. High, go ahead. Ask your question.
You guys have a question for Joni?
Well, I'm just curious about the journey that she's experienced. I mean, it sounds like the result that you've had from the inclusion of cannabis there.
I was diagnosed with MS, and I was taking 16 pills a day, and I finally just got fed up with it. And I took a trip to Colorado, and ever since then, I came back in 2015. I left employment with the state of Ohio. I worked for the state 27 years. I couldn't come out where I worked for the state, obviously. And started advocating, and today I did an hour and a half in the pool, thanks to cannabis oil.
Isn't that amazing?
Thank you.
That's freaking awesome.
Sorry, it is incredibly hard to hear down here. I'm going to pop off for a second. I'm going to do a little bit of advocating, and then I'll hop back on. Can I still use that same link?
Yeah, you're good. We'll talk to John because he had a story he wanted to tell.
Yeah, no, cool. Go ahead, do that, and I'll pop back on here in a minute.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Thanks, Matt.
Matthew Cooper on location out there in Ohio.
Sorry for interrupting you, John. It's just Joni.
Man, that's all good. That's all good. It's all the mission.
Go ahead, brother. You can go ahead with the story of your story of cannabis. You have the floor, brother.
I had a spinal cord injury and I was paralyzed, and I had to learn to walk. I had to learn to do all the motor functions of everything again, and was taking painkillers and muscle relaxers and I couldn't function. I would have to drink coffee and things like that to interact the meds, and I wasn't a functional person. You know what I mean? And so cannabis, I was always a smoker, but not to the point where, it wasn't medicinal when I was younger. Everybody's that way. And when it became medical for me is when I noticed how it interacted with my injuries and I started to knock off the muscle relaxers, started to drop the painkillers. You know what I mean? It started over time. And so after almost 20 years post injury, I'm exclusively on my cannabis period. Besides I have a heart medication I have to take, but other than that, it's straight cannabis for me.
So, brother, I have a question though. Since you just shared that story with us now, once the state representative's on, since he's against the medical side of things, if you could tell your story again to him, that would help.
I'm walking proof that cannabis is, is what I know people. I know too many people who like
pun intended,
like my friend Dr. Darren Miller. You know what I mean? He cured himself from cannabis, and they gave him 6 months to live with terminal cancer, and he cured himself. He is a walking miracle. And I know there's just too many people out there who should not be here because of cannabis saving their lives.
What were you saying, Hippie?
You cannot tell me there is no medical benefits to cannabis. You just can't make me
if
believe
he was a walker, if he's up, you're up and walking now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. With no assisted devices, I went from wheelchair to walker to braces.
You were paralyzed.
Yeah.
I heard you say.
Yes. I still partially am, but not to the point where it's all the way to debilitating anymore.
Right.
I still walk with a limp, but I'm trying to be just as productive as I can.
Absolutely. You're an amazing man. Thank you so much for sharing your story. That's a fucking amazing.
Appreciate you, Hippie.
How long did the transition take for you, John, from when you first started to implement cannabis as a supplement to your medication till the time you were able to kind of, slowly drop off the muscle relaxers?
About 2 years, because it was a gradual thing. I didn't try to do everything at once. No. But once I started noticing that no more muscle relaxers because the cannabis was taking care of my spasticity, and no more painkillers because the RSO was taking care of my pain. Those are the two main things. When you have a spasticity and you have pain behind it, you're in pain all the time. Sure. And so it got to where I'm not in pain. It's just to where it's dumbed down to where I can maintain and still be functional without always concentrating on that.
Oh, that's phenomenal.
And Hippie has a question.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Hippie, we're going to have to get you a little notepad.
It'll come back around, bro. That CRS is hell, so it'll come back around.
All right, it came back around. So what is your daily regimen as far as intake? I heard you say RSO helps with this, and whatever you said before that helped with your.
I take RSO in the morning and at night to help with the daily pain medications. And then I'm a general dabber, and I smoke dabs, and I smoke flower too during the day. And,
I've had a lot of issues with my significant other, and it's not because she doesn't agree that this helps me with my my pain and the stuff, and she totally gets that, but because of its unfortunate pricing here in my state, Pennsylvania, it's a very expensive, so it's caused trauma in my.
I understand that.
And I can use that against the state for divorce. When I get divorced, I can say that it was part of their fault because of the price of of their weed. If they would have brought it down, Mrs. Hippie would still be with me today.
Yeah, that's one of the major problems with Ohio is their pricing. Not only that, it's their quality is not always on par with the price.
I mean, Dr. High can probably help me out with this, but I'm feeling like after you guys get recreational, the prices are going to go up, aren't they, Dr. High, for a little while?
I don't think so, because once the market opens up, we'll have more players get involved on the production side, more cultivators, more extractors, more product manufacturers, and competition is good for the customer.
Mm-hmm.
The more players in the marketplace.
Some growers have already been allocated the recreational space to be able to go ahead and do that. We know a few growers, and they've already been allocated the recreational space in anticipation that they think that this is going to pass.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to pass as well. I'm very confident, actually, that it's going to pass. But I want to talk about something else. We had a friend on the other night with Envy and I. I'm not going to mention any names, but she lives in a state that is very illegal, totally illegal, basically illegal. No medical, no nothing. And they are currently selling stuff, under the whole THCA thing. It made jiggy. I mean,
That's the 2018 Farm Bill.
That's expired, by the way. Yeah.
It's expired.
Yeah.
It expired.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And they have to rewrite the bill. So right now, anybody who's dealing in that market is on a gray area slide until they rewrite that bill.
Grethel, no, I'm not able to grow my own here in Pennsylvania. Unfortunately, they have us over a barrel. They hold me like this joint over a barrel, and they're like, pay our prices or you don't get your medicine.
Which is really wrong, right?
Go on.
If you want, that's the same argument there.
If you want free medication, go on to the pills, get opiates. You can be all right with those.
See, realistically, as a medical patient, if you're allowed to possess, or I think in Ohio, it's so much cannabis over a 45-day period you're allowed to purchase as a medical patient.
And you can have up to a 90-day supply, I think, on hand, I believe, at your house.
What they should allow medical patients to do is cultivate cannabis for their own personal medical use to an amount that would supplement that restriction, whether it's 2 ounces or 4 ounces or whatever the case may be. That way, there's still cost involved, right, with your own personal cultivation, but they're substantially less. I mean, producers, I worked in a brand new startup that was close to $50 million, and our production costs were about $4.80 a gram. But that was as a new business. I'm sure now, 5 years in, they've probably been able to bring their costs down by at least half. And there are producers in Canada that are producing at as little as 80 cents a gram. So that would make things much, much more affordable for patients and easier to access what you require.
Right.
Well, not just that. Who has access to drive to a dispensary to 45 minutes to an hour away? You know, to get the medication you need.
That's
you know what I mean?
Yes, are you going to the same dispensary as me? Because mine's 45 minutes to an hour away.
Mine is.
I got one that's 45 minutes one way or an hour the other way, and it depends on travel.
And in Ohio, I would like to see Ohio have the caregiver system like they have in Missouri and other states, where you have people who actually grow for you when you can't get to a dispensary an hour away.
Yeah, we had that in Canada also. Where you could become the designated grower for 4 medical patients. That's what I did for 2 years. Cultivated for 3 other medical patients and myself. And my plant count was 615. I was allowed for the 4 of us.
DJs over here at WTHC Radio. He lives in Ohio, Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yeah.
He voted already, yes, on 2. Thank you so much. He drives to Michigan every week or 2 weeks, 7 hours, 4 hours there, or 3.5 hours there, 3.5 hours back to get his medicine.
That's a big issue in Ohio. They're getting all their business
at an affordable price.
No, you're taking the chance when you cross that state line, man. Every time.
I don't know nothing. That's why I didn't say nobody's name. Good morning,
Yes,
Grandma.
sir.
How are you? But he, that's crazy shit. He has to do that to be able to afford his medicine. He's on
because it's a third of the price there, hippie. It's a third of the price in Michigan than it is in Ohio.
Right. But wait, it gets worse. He's a veteran. He is he deserves to have his medicine for free.
He does.
And he did 6 years, and he's a great guy, and he's in pain. My man doesn't get no sleep at night because he just tossing and turning from the pain.
I thought if anybody deserves to use cannabis, it's veterans because of
absolutely.
And first 100%. Responders, I would have to say
first responders, things like that. Yeah,
because they're in that situation.
I want to be in that. I want to be included, and I have PTSD from being a first responder. So.
Yeah, and they're in that situation because of their service and their desire to help and the duty that they've performed for their country or their community. In the case of first responders, I mean, this is where I mean, think of firemen and police officers and ambulance attendants that have to show up at car accidents or fires where people have been burned, or military vets who've, seen their best buddy right next to them.
I got one more form of PTSD that should be included, and that is bananas from TikTok.
Oh, thank God you said TikTok, because I was wondering where you're going with the bananas.
Where's the bananas going, hippie?
I have PTSD from bananas on TikTok. I've gotten way too many. I don't even go there.
There's a lot of talk about suppositories on this show, so I just wanted to be sure.
No, not that banana. Not yet.
That's fucked up. But another issue I've ran into, also something that I want to state, in medical states, the closest dispensary to me is 20 minutes away, but it's in West Virginia. I hate the fact that states don't acknowledge other states' medical cards.
I think they have to do that because of interstate transit, right? Because you have to cross the state line. Where technically,
in Michigan, it's up to the individual dispensary to honor the card. It's not a state.
Who's going to go around and drive around for fucking 7 hours waiting to find the right dispensary to say?
Well, I've never had one turn me down. Let's put it that way. They all pretty much accept the card.
It's the same way
that makes me feel a little bit better. But I went before New York became legal. I went to New York where they were just medical, and I went to go get some, and they were like, "Yeah, get the fuck out of here."
Yeah, recreational.
That's why I said it's up to the individual dispensary.
Yeah. Now, all right, commercial, run it.
Badger Heart Puppetry. Badger Heart Puppetry. Badger Heart Puppetry. If you need some kick-ass puppets, contact Forge at 1-636-234-1535. He has all your puppet needs. He can fix puppets, build puppets, custom-made puppets. He has puppets off the rack for cheap prices. Contact Forge today at 1-636-234-1535 or on TikTok or Facebook at Badger Heart Puppetry. He also makes LARPing items too.
Are you in the Ellensville or Middletown, New York area? Revamp your space with Collins Paints LTD. Ugly walls? Let Collins Paints LTD add a splash of color to your world. Collins Painting is a veteran-owned and operated business. They can transform your space to whatever your heart desires. Say goodbye to the boring beige and hello to possibilities of bright and vibrant colors. The Collins Painting team are a group of skilled professional painters who will turn your vision into reality. Call Collins Paint LTD today to get a fast and easy quote. Available Monday through Fridays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call them at 845-869-8176.
Hey, Mrs. Hippie, why don't we take a ride to Dauphin, PA today?
Dauphin? What's in Dauphin?
Bella's Badass Crystals.
Oh, but I thought you hang out with them on Facebook and on TikTok.
That's only on Mondays, Tuesdays, Saturdays, Sundays. Today I want to go there and pick up all my great finds.
That sounds like a great road trip. That's Bella's Badass Crystals on TikTok and Facebook, but you can also find them at the top of the mountain in Dauphin, PA. They are badass.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Are you looking to have some crocheted made by hand stuff like your Grammy used to do for you? Then you need to check out You Have Me Hooked 23 on Etsy and TikTok. Vern can do what you need. She crochets hats, she crochets animals, everything, anything you may need. She also makes vinyl stickers, banners for your business. Anything that you might want that she can do, she can definitely do it for you. Want an I Hate My Ex sticker? She's got you covered. Anything, and I mean anything that you may need. She has cheap and reasonable prices. Check her out. You Have Me Hooked 23 on Etsy and TikTok.
WTHC, we're back. Don't forget, stop by Tailored Herbs and Concentrates today. Say hello to our new friend Zoe, or if Damien's in, he's coming in this afternoon, say hello to them and say Granddaddy Perp, and you're getting a free pre-roll. That's right, just walk in and say Granddaddy Perp and you're getting a free pre-roll. I wish I lived in New Brunswick, Canada.
We all wish we lived in New Brunswick. That kind of deal.
I want to thank all of our sponsors and everybody that's up here today for being here. It is a very important today, and tomorrow is even more important because you need to get out and vote. If you're in Ohio, get your asses out and vote. Yes on 2. Yes on 2. Where did we leave off? I apologize.
Stoner moment.
Bunch of stoners in one room.
Yep.
Like, what was it?
Stoner moment.
You buy patience for patience.
Right.
So just hopefully our audience has patience.
Yeah.
Right.
Patience.
Well, let's get back. I mean, John, you're here with us, and so how did you end up becoming a Weedsuit Hero? How did you run into them? Like,
Oh man, that's the story that goes back to me and Bill Smith Jr. getting together for the first time and kind of realized
were you still
all
sick?
that. So,
were you still sick at that time? Like, was it that far?
oh
back?
yeah, I've been a patient for a long time. I've been my post survivor of my injury for 20 years, man. So, and then when Bill and I met and he told me his holistic cloud vision and all that we did, and then, at the time I was actually working for the state of Ohio as village clerks and dealing with their money and paying the payroll and things like that. And so Bill and I got together and he needed somebody to do that for the businesses. And I said, well, I guess, you need me.
There we go.
I started doing his bookkeeping and accounting, and we got into and I started seeing his activism around Ohio. And I'm like, man, that's my kind of gig.
He's an amazing man.
And so, and then next thing you know, we came up, I saw him in the weed suit. He got the suit, and I'm like, dude, I gotta have one of them too. And then it just all just kind of came together.
Yep, that's awesome.
And then Matthew, and then we got with Matthew, and then the art plug and his artwork, and us, and then we got a hold of Mike there, and we got Dustin, we got a few other guys who'd like to ride with us, and we just started a movement. You know what I mean?
Like I really love what you guys do, because you don't come across groups of individuals who are so active in this community and so focused with a purpose of achieving a goal. You see individuals out there that are working hard in some groups, but you guys are really out there doing it, and it's commendable, and it's truly amazing. I mean, I think we're really lucky to have you here with us.
We're not just on Facebook and out there doing this, and you just see a bunch of guys dressed up. We are who we are on Facebook. Yeah. We're all real guys. We all have real jobs, real responsibilities. That cannabis in our lives helps us deal with those. You know what I mean? Every one of us who are out there wearing a suit has a cannabis story.
We're all misfits of cannabis.
In our own way, because we all have something wrong that cannabis helps.
I have some breaking news. My suit is being tailored as we speak.
That's right. Yes. All right.
I found somebody who said that they are gonna make me a suit, and I have a couple little things I gotta do, measuring and make an extra pouch for my cock, because I told him I wanted like David Bowie's pants from back in the day when a nice shell.
You might need a little more crotch space now, hippie.
Right. Well, that's what I told him. He's going to have to add some crotch space.
Yeah.
He was like, well, you're going to have to measure. And I'm like, oh.
So now we're all going to find out the truth.
Very shallow for me to measure.
Can you measure mine too to see if you're right about yours being bigger than mine?
That's right.
I think yours is bigger. I think I never said mine was bigger.
Watch it, Mike, or it's going to come out. He's going to show it to us all.
Well, his is soft though.
Not today. Not today. There's a political figure coming on the show. We're going to keep the peen away today.
So save that for your moments of disdain.
When he's on the air and he's talking on the There's my friend Lee Hacker, everybody. Welcome, Lee Hacker. If you guys aren't a member of 420 Campfire, go on over to Facebook and join 420 Campfire. There's always somebody smoking over there. You go in and you hang out, and they do lots of games, fun.
Hippie young stick.
I'm so excited to talk to this representative and see exactly where he got his facts from on this ballot.
Yeah, I'm curious to see the motivation to be so against this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's proven places where legalization has occurred, it's not become a free for all. It hasn't increased criminality in the state. As a matter of fact, it decreases a lot of criminal activity. There are a lot of social issues that are resolved, like people who end up in prison for this plant, and then that destroys lives completely. So
OVDJ is an example right there by itself. We brought 200-300 people together. Everybody partied, had an absolute great time, and there wasn't one fight. There wasn't one argument.
That's the same thing. Hippie, that same thing happened when we went to who the fuck is Justin Times Redneck Rave.
I heard it was the same.
We had thousands of people there. Thousands of people there. It was like first ever Cannabis Redneck Rave. Not one fight, not one problem there. You know what I mean?
It's awesome. Hi, Carrie. How are you? Birdcats.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever heard of an event getting out of control that was a cannabis event.
No, I actually had an event happen recently. It was an event where a lot of people was drinking alcohol, and then there was an event not long after that was a cannabis event. The alcohol event had 2 injuries, beer cans left everywhere, a mess. The cannabis event all cleaned up after themselves, and not one fight.
Yeah, because a lot of cannabis users are definitely eco-friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Care about the planet.
I was just thinking of that. Yeah.
You know.
When we had Dave and Rooster on from the Sentinels, they said we did a better job than their own members when we cleaned up that day from the OVTJ. They said, you guys were amazing. We didn't even have to barely clean up anything.
Yeah, those guys love us out there, so we're going to be having more events out there.
Yeah, I can't wait. I love them, man. I can't wait to get out there and hang out with the Rooster again. Cock-a-doodle-doo!
They're good people. And that was a fun event.
Oh, what a great time. I can't wait. Got some other big stuff going on here with the Hippie. I'm going to be flying for the first time in my life next year. I've already pretty much starting to set it up. I'm probably going to end up flying to Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Canada in July. I'm a little scared. That'll probably be my first one unless something comes up before that. And then I've been invited to come and hang out with Muck Sticky and Seed Squatch out at Cantana Fest in Seattle, Washington in August next year. And I will probably be heading to that for a 3-day festival weekend.
Okay.
That's exciting. Muck Sticky.
I haven't been out west yet for a festival. I'd like to do that.
Well, I know that Seed Squatch is definitely going to have tickets for sale for anybody who's interested. And I know that Muck is probably going to have tickets for sale as well. So if anybody's interested, feel free to join the Discord and hang out with us over there. And you'll see both of them in there all the time, getting high. I mean, medicated.
I know about y'all, but I feel like the Weedsuit Heroes have been on tour all October.
You guys have been everywhere. I know the whole state of Ohio.
I was telling Little White and those guys. I mean, I feel like you guys, man. I know how y'all feel now. I feel like I've been on tour all of October with these guys.
When you guys aren't out of state, I'm over here handling the shit at home. So
well represented between you and Dustin and Brandon, and the suits are still well represented. And you're doing something right. You're doing it right when you got people in other states who know you are and who want to get a suit and join you.
Well, I'm gonna break some news here as well. I think that I'm gonna start my own chapter, the WTHC radio chapter. So we'll have our own chapter of Weedsuit Heroes.
Right.
Can we get patches?
I have to get a
patch. I was going to say, what's the patch going to look like? It's going to be a pot leaf with cross joints, eh?
Yeah, pot leaf with cross joints sounds good to me.
Have THC 420 underneath or something.
That's right.
Hey, get the art plug to make one.
I'm gonna get a patch right here on my shirt so that when I get my new suit that I'll be wearing every day, I'll have several because I shower obviously.
The patches will have to be right on the suit, like on the right side or something.
Yeah, Everybody will have their own patch from here on out. Bird
Yeah.
cat, yes, a bird cat patch. Right?
That'd be fucking awesome. If you're talking to us, John Lee, you are muted. So I didn't know if you knew that or not.
He's having a
Yeah, I knew I was muted. I was
just making
saying
sure.
something.
Discussing family.
Just making sure, bro.
How you feeling, Dr. High? I see a smile. Is that a smile like I'm gonna shit myself, or is
No, just trying to keep going. That's all.
Dr. High has the vid.
Pretty rough day.
You don't know. He has the vid.
Yeah, there's a good chance that we don't want to sit too close to Dr. High. He might have the vid.
I'm down here. Whenever he coughs, it goes right into my mouth. What are you talking about? Yeah, damn.
Well, when I feel better, we'll do some shotguns.
Right. You blow it right into my mouth.
That's it.
Right. And I want to change the subject, guys. I was talking to
Ganji lovers in the house. Welcome in,
I live in Jefferson County, Ohio, and I went to the Democratic Party's office to see about getting Yes on 2 signs. And I was told that the Jefferson County Democratic Party does not support or endorse issue 2. And they don't have no signs available for anyone.
That's fucking weird.
Did they have no signs?
No signs at all. And
so none for the no side, none for the yes.
I don't understand how this is not a Democratic issue.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I guarantee you, I don't know
down.
what party the gentleman is coming on from is from. But if I'm a betting man, he's a Republican.
He is a Republican.
Okay.
Yep.
That's what I don't get. I don't understand why this is not a Democratic issue.
Well, you know, the problem is that it's the same industries that fund politicians on both sides of the aisle, right?
I was going to say, I don't want to call it a Democratic or a Republican Party issue. It's a green issue, and we need to take care of it.
It is.
Right.
But
it should be both sides of the party should be voting yes on too, because Republicans.
But it goes counter to the interests of their political donors for the most part.
Yes.
This is the problem.
Zen moment of the day, everybody. Get ready for our Zen moment of the day. Woohoo.
And you know,
and them start chop it. With the pin file down and it a beat rapid. Police come in a jeep and them can't stop it. Some say them a playboy rabbit. Get chopped like a bad habit. So no bother post off if you don't tap it. Rastafari stands alone. Hey.
Wiener! How the hell did you get into the Zen Wushu video of the day?
I think we were all a part of that one.
No.
I didn't see me. Did I see me?
Yeah.
I'll have to watch it again. That was amazing. It came out great. I want to say, everybody out there on Live 365 and TuneIn, if you're wondering what the hell we're talking about every day, get your asses over here. Come check us out. We're on WTHC Radio. But you can also go find Zen Wushu on Facebook and YouTube and TikTok.
Zen Nation Crew.
Zen Nation Crew. Yes, go find him. He's amazing. He's a great, very positive, very wonderful man. And I love him to death. Thank you so much, Zen, for everything you do for us and giving us our Zen moment of the day. I feel much more calm and relaxed. I'm ready for this congressman or whatever. I'm feeling very Zen now.
I think
I want to say something to what's her face. I apologize. I don't want to call you what's her face. What's her face over here in the chat said something earlier, Miss Tish. I apologize, Miss Tish. She said that she had to go get some she went to Atlanta earlier, Dr. High.
Yeah.
We missed that.
For the Canna Globe conference.
Oh, was it? How'd that go, Miss Tish? I saw that go by earlier. I apologize.
Well, I mean, that's an interesting situation now that the 2018 Farm Bill has expired.
Yeah.
That's an interesting situation that it puts Canna Globe into, and so many other big companies who are heavily invested in that space because of that regulation.
Yep. And it puts everything in the air too, because nothing has been done with it right now.
If it's expired, so then there's no rule. So fuck it, anarchy.
Technically,
right now it kind of is like the Wild West way, because there's no laws. They're trying to go by an old law that's now expired.
Yeah. And that's one thing that legalization will do, right? It'll allow them to put a regulatory framework around cannabis that can keep it not only safe, but effectively out of the hands of children. It'll reduce incidences of contamination inside the product because they'll be forced to go through certain testing standards. So legalization is just good all the way around. There are a lot of benefits and very, very few risks.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Thank you, Julie. That's very nice of you. Please subscribe. We're here every day. You're watching the Cannabis Chronicles. You can find us on Live 365 and tune in. WTHC Radio is there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Woo!
Oh, Tish is going to put something in the mail for you.
Uh-oh. Tish, you got to get my address, girlfriend.
And Hippie's only looking for suppositories at this point in time.
No, not yet. Not yet. I'm thinking about suppositories. I haven't made that venture yet. But I heard the belly button thing was a fluke. So
well, that's what Dr. Harris told us the other day. So
and Dr. Harris, yes, Dr. Harris, my medical marijuana doctor, came on and joined us on what was that, Friday?
Yep.
Friday, yeah, and he was amazing. I want to thank him again so much for being here. Why are you cursing? What are you saying over there?
No, I'm just looking at Joanna's comment in there about boofing it.
Boof it.
Boof it.
Where did John Lee disappear to?
Probably talking about your hair. I think Garrett said, fuck John Lee, no more up in the box, and took him down.
Oh, his tablet died. That's why. We are going to try to get Matt back here for a live update.
Julie, welcome. She's a
you're so much brighter now, John.
Damn, look at you.
Yeah, you were kind of in the dark before, but now you're nice and bright. We can see you better.
Yeah,
well, I want to say welcome to you, Julie. Thank you so much for joining us. You're a friend of ours. If anybody's a friend in the 420 campfire, I personally love the 420 campfire. I don't get over there, but now I'm going to have more time, so I'm going to go get baked over at the 420 campfire in the afternoons. I can't wait. Oh, no, I'm supposed to be doing work. I got to work. I got to concentrate on work.
Listen, testing out product, gaining experience. This is work in our industry.
That's it. Yeah, this is our job.
Right.
Experience is everything.
Right. Except for all of my DJs don't agree with all of that. They want me to produce stuff and make more stuff and help them with stuff. And I'm like, this is way too much work.
That's why we have Beaner.
I got in here at like 6:30 this morning. I was like, because the damn clock went back and everything's up earlier now. And I'm like, what the hell? So I get in here and I made the mistake of opening up my page and whoop, boop, 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 message. I'm like, oh God, it's going to be one of those days. And then I've been working since all morning, like writing stuff, trying to keep memory of stuff. This is hard. This is harder than I thought it was going to be.
Kids, chase your dreams, but it's not easy, is what Hippie's saying.
Well,
yeah, that's it. I mean, nothing worth having ever comes easy.
Our friend Lori went over to Next Level Wellness over in Clarksburg, West Virginia. Shout out to our friends over there at Next Level, taking care of our good friend Lori all the time. You guys got to get her on edibles. Don't let her buy any of that smoking stuff. She's fooling you. She needs to be on edibles.
Did Lori get edibles in West Virginia?
I threw her under the bus. No more weed for Lori, just edibles.
So John, I didn't realize you had lamps and shit behind you, bro. This lighting is throwing me off. You look like you're in a different room.
What's different, eh?
Yeah,
You got a weed suit on too, John.
You're not even scary looking anymore. Scary before. I was like, whoa.
We couldn't even see the suit.
Who's the creeper in the box below?
He is a handsome man whenever you got light on him.
Much more handsome than the scary box before.
Yeah, that was quality of equipment I was using earlier. I had to.
Oh yeah, it was very dark. It made you look very scary.
Yeah, I'm familiar with poor quality equipment.
Yeah, he's usually freezing all the time.
Yeah.
This Tish has edibles. Lori Pritt. This Tish has edibles on purpose.
Yeah. And they are nano-emulsified also coming out of Canna Globe, so good delivery and maximum uptake.
See, I love edibles, but I also don't like them as medicine sometimes because they take so long to take effect. You forget you even took it.
You know, a lot of times edibles are good for nighttime dosing, right? You smoke your joint to get to sleep, but you take the edible to stay asleep.
Yeah, right.
Because the extended release, right?
Full body dose.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I need. And our friend Lee Hacker, he needs to figure out his sleeping because he doesn't sleep enough, and I'm very concerned about it.
That's because you got him working on the radio in the middle of the night,
dude. The guy he wants to be on 24 hours a day. I'm like, slow down, man. You're gonna tire yourself out. And then he's not sleeping. I'm like, go to bed, Lee Hacker. Go to bed. Get some rest, man. The radio will be here in a little while. But he's so dedicated. He's amazing. Amazing.
Or does he just not sleep and he's an insane man and you might need to get him medicated?
He's in a lot of pain. He's in a lot of pain, and he's
a medical cannabis user, so insanity isn't on the radar.
I carry on with you over there, girl. I wish they worked on me.
What were you saying, John? I know
It's hard to get a quality sleep when you're in a lot of pain.
Yeah.
He gets like an hour or two, and then he's up, and then he's back to
Yeah.
sleep. I mean, then he's up for 5 or 6 hours, and then he'll go and he'll get another little hour or two nap. And I'm like, that's not enough, Mr. Hacker. We got to get you sleeping better.
Yeah, for somebody who's never experienced chronic pain, I mean, it can be enough to really like almost drive you insane.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. When it never goes away, you don't realize how much it affects you until you're able to alleviate it, and then you're like, oh my god.
No offense, Joanna. I love you and thank you so much, but I hate the fact that I can't because I would definitely be on an RSO because chronic pain and crazy are my two main subjects. And
like Dr. Harris said on Friday, what you might want to experiment with is actually just putting it under your tongue. That way you bypass the liver. He was saying that the swallowing is the problem.
Right. But you see this tongue?
It ain't gonna be pink. It ain't gonna be pink after your first dose.
Right. It'll be all brown. Boof it. She said it again. I'm not putting it up my ass.
Boof it. That actually might help. It'll bypass.
You got a fist up there for hours every day, and you're worried about putting a little suppository in.
I am a back puppet. I'm not going to tell you again. Nothing goes in my ass. It takes it only.
Oh, come on. You might like it. Is that what you're afraid of?
My hiney. Oh, my balls are hanging out. I don't want to show my hiney right now. My balls are hanging out. I'm a back puppet, damn it. Believe me when I say it. Right. WTHC Radio. Thank you.
I just spoke with Matt. He is coming back to give us a live update. He just has to get away from the noise.
Nice.
Yeah, it's loud out there.
But that's what we want it to be loud out there. We want people out there voicing and pushing this and bringing awareness. And because how many people, I saw a comment earlier where somebody said that, people who believe that it's going to pass may not go out and vote because they think, well, others are going to do it. But that's not true. You have to go out. You have to go out there and put your mark down, right? Because it's going to be 50% plus one. And you never know who's going to be that plus one.
The problem is,
I'm a power top puppet. Thank you.
The thing is, this is initiated legislation, which means that even if it passes, they can change it.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Okay?
they do what they want.
It's not like a regular constitutional amendment where if it passes, it's the law of the land 30 days later. They have 30 days after it passes. They can change it. They can take home grow out. They can do anything they want. That's the thing about this legislation.
So basically what you're voting on is a proposed framework for legalization,
yes,
which they then have the ability to amend if it passes to.
Yes.
This is something we need to talk to my man about
and
too.
then if it passes like 60% or more, which is what they tried to do in August, was to have us vote. Remember when we voted in August for that threshold they tried to make us vote for issue 1. And we voted no on that. See, because they wanted a 60% threshold on constitutional amendments, and to make it harder, obviously.
Right.
But if it passes if the issue 2 now passes by 60% or more, that pretty much says that you got what you wanted. Let it stand.
Right.
You know
The polling numbers are showing.
If it's 50% plus 1. That's saying, hold on, not every, that's not decisive enough.
Yes,
you know what I
please
mean?
stay hydrated, everybody.
Yep.
Stay hydrated.
Yeah,
and they have the ability to just repeal it by 2/3 of the vote too. So
well, I think the survey numbers are showing you guys right around 60% for the yes side, correct?
Yeah, ideally, there's we're hoping for 60% or above. That's more of a statement. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, we got to do some commercials. We'll be right back. Run it, Beaner!
Have you ever pondered cannabis beyond the haze? Would you like to know more about this incredible plant? Dive into drhigh.com. Unlock medical wonders, master home-based crafts, and debunk myths. Do you support our mission? Shop Dr. High AI Haze on Etsy for cannabis-themed clothing, mugs, and digital downloads using original AI cannabis art. Hell, we might even have some psychedelic mushroom items there too. We also have 25 books on cannabis and specific medical conditions available at Dr. High on Amazon.com. DrHigh.com, cannabis information, education, and advocacy.
Announcing CBG TV's Bud Break book. Get your copy now. Detailed strain reviews. Every purchase supports the ongoing efforts of CBG TV. Available from Amazon and at cbgtv.com or scan the QR code.
Say bye-bye to bottled water. Holistic Health Water has certified medical-grade water ionizers that make 7 types of water, including healthy alkaline. There's a 5-micron filter that lasts up to a year, and each machine lasts 25 to 30 years. Simply attach to your faucet or install under your sink. Even get a mineral spa unit for your shower. Go to ownyourwater.org to get a free ebook. Plus, pay for any machine in full and get an extra filter free. Change your water and change your life. Ownyourwater.org.
Discover the natural path to wellness at Tailored Herbs and Concentrates.
Herbs?
With a passion for holistic health, we are your trusted source for premium herbs and concentrates.
Wait a minute, do they have weed?
Our dedicated team is here to guide you on your wellness journey. Open 7 days a week, 10 to 10, ensuring you have access to what you need when you need it most. Tailored Herbs and Concentrates is located at 2941 Highway 11, Burnt Church, New Brunswick, Canada. If you need assistance anytime,
I need assistance. I need weed.
Just call 506-871-4299. Tailored Herbs and Concentrates.
Where all the potheads go.
WTHC. Good afternoon, everybody. It's 1:18 over here. We got a 420 song coming up. We also got our friend Matt Cooper back. No 420 song? No 420 song.
Oh, sorry. Sorry,
John's
guys.
telling me that.
Hey, it's Bill Schmidt Jr., aka Billy Blaze.
There it is, calligraphy.
AKA 420
THC.
Kid of the Holistic Cloud. R.I.P. to my man Derek Crow. I want to give a shout out to calligraphy. My dude Means, little homie Manuel Noriega, Big Just, Rossi, Jack the Apostle, The League.
Smoke 'em if you got 'em. Big buzz to little crumbs broke up in the bottom. Feel like autumn leaves falling. Only problem needs solving is seeing who I'm calling for some trees to indulge in. Need to holler at Billy. He keep his head in the cloud. Bel Air Kush by the bush. Wow. Screaming loud. Still smoking. Having nice dreams floating through space. So when they ask me how high, my reply, I'm half baked. Sir, smoke a lot. Doctor said I need a backiotomy. Prescribe me huckleberry and lemon cherry gelato, G. Take it back to rolling in the optimal. Blowing smoke out my nose. Dropping ashes on my clothes till I doze off. I'm so fried, no lie. Got you afraid of heights, scared to look down. You so high. Cause when I spit that shit, it's like I lit that shit in the crowd. Pass it around and let you hit that shit. Weed is all I need. Smoke that weed. Weed is all I breathe. Broke down leaves. Rolled up in the leaf for my relief. I'm in love with the THC. Roll that shit, lick that shit, burn it. 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 Roll that shit, lick that shit, burn it.
Good sunshine in my pocket on a Sunday stroll. Homie got the rap, give me the sack, let the good times roll. Therapy, earth, body, and soul. World, give me beef, Bel Air Kush, give me mental control. L lit, back roll, bypass toll. The studio we roll, bring relief. We the music, all I need to know. Healthier than pill pop. Mother, give me herbs to fill spot. My medication can't do a kill shot. Many strands, lay hands in stressful situations. Out of all the girls in my life, Mary Jane, a reservation. Here in 23, raising hands and liberation. A celebration, history free from information. Stand up, provide the right education. Show love, holistic cloud, politic throughout the nation. Making it stop debating Billy Blunt, stash, flavor, taste the weed.
Weed is all I need. Smoke that weed. Weed is all I breathe. Broke down leaves. Rolled up in a leaf for my relief. I'm in love with the THC.
Roll that shit, lick that shit, burn it. 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 Roll that shit, lick that shit, burn it.
THC, we're back. You're hanging with the Cannabis Chronicles. We got a bunch of good friends here. We got a Dr. High, of course, our buddy Dr. High. Then we have the big and the wonderful Mike Usenick with his lovely hair. We have Matt Cooper down here hanging with us, and John Leaf, the book over there hanging with us. We are getting prepared. We have Congressman Seitz. Is that what he's called? Is that his name? I don't want to miss.
State Representative Bill Seitz is what we're going to call him.
State Representative Bill Seitz is going to be joining us in just a little while, and we're going to have a discussion with him about why he feels the way he feels about marijuana. I guess.
Matt has the facts with him that's from the ballot and everything, and the facts and the non-facts in front of him.
Right. So it's going to be a great conversation. I'm going to try to behave myself, stay calm. But I want to say something before. We were talking about it, and once Ohio passes, the fight doesn't stop there.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
More states that we need to work on and keep going.
And we got to fight to keep it.
That's the thing, Hippie. The Weedsuit Heroes, we just don't advocate in Ohio. We go to Oklahoma. We go to Michigan. We go to Missouri. We want open access for everybody.
Right.
Yeah. And
we're not just Ohio. We're from Ohio, but we're not just Ohio. We go all where we're needed and where we're called.
It's not just an Ohio issue. I mean,
Exactly.
right now it's Ohio's issue. Let's take care of it. And on Wednesday we start with the next one. And I agree.
That's right. That's right.
We're officially just taking the heads off the snake, so to speak. So Ohio's just another one that has to be lopped off, and then we move to the next because the end all be all is full legalization throughout the country. Yeah. But I want to push for it to be rescheduled. That is, you know what I mean? Like, yes, legalization is key, but I want it rescheduled, if nothing less. Yes, and I apologize, I couldn't hear you guys earlier. It's hella loud down by the road.
Good,
so
bro.
I figured I'd come into my little mobile studio here and
you're doing the job, you know what I mean? You're out there on the side of the road making people recognize tomorrow's the day. We gotta get down there.
And the show of support has been insane. There's at least 15 people out here with us, and everybody's excited. They're in good spirits. Even the cops that have rode by have been blowing their horns, turning their light, at least flashing their lights. Everyone knows that this needs to get done. And most law enforcement that I've talked to in the past couple years want to see cannabis be legalized because they have so many bigger things to worry about.
They're tired of dealing with it. Yeah.
I mean,
one of the biggest supporters for legalization in Canada was the Police Chiefs Association of Canada. They were supporters of legalization. So
that's just the opposite here. The fraternal order police are one of the biggest no's right now.
Well, there are different factors at play when it comes to law enforcement and these situations, right? There's money involved in forfeitures, seizure of assets. That money goes back to the departments who do the forfeitures. And the problem is that, in a criminal case, you have to, the prosecutor has to prove that you're guilty, right, in a court of law. But in a forfeiture case, you have to prove that every asset seized was purchased with legal income, right? So it's a very different burden of proof. And who's got that receipt for the couch they bought 8 years ago, right? Or whatever,
right?
So
no, and that's legislation should be. I mean, I think it should be harsh on it just because it is, you know what I mean, so taboo. But the way they go about it nowadays, I feel is asinine. I feel we're losing a lot of money we're losing a lot of revenue by leaving this illegal.
Yep.
I think the stats were something like $404 million and is what Ohio's projected to get just in tax money in the next 5 years.
Yeah, I've read anywhere between 200
black patients going to Michigan.
Yeah. We're losing that money to other states
by patients going to Michigan and going to other places.
But see, that also ties in their biggest argument, and a lot of if you go read anything, their biggest argument is the amount of people who would be driving around under the influence, which I say is 100% no different than the amount of people that are out driving around right now. And the fact that you can go to any Applebee's, Denny's, to West Texas Roadhouse, you name it, and have a couple drinks with your meal and then drive home. And that's just, it's, hey, people make plans to do that on the weekend. But you wouldn't have near as many. You wouldn't have near as many people driving back and forth if we had that cannabis here. You wouldn't have the people driving 6 hours to go get theirs. You effectively take that off the table by letting them get it here and get it locally.
Yep.
You actually remove a lot of harms that way.
My complaint about the ballot too was it said towards the end, after saying all that shit, they admitted that it's all about money by saying it's not worth the pitiful 10% tax rate. It is on the ballot. It says that.
Right, and we're all forgetting that, as well, we want this as medical because, that's where, recreational is great for everybody, but technically, I mean, me personally as a medical patient, I want it, to be for everybody, but as well for medical, that's
the thing.
Well, no, and that's
I don't know.
You would have a lot more people that are willing to go the medical route if it was recreational in the state, because a lot of people still believe the taboo, and we've talked about it before about losing their Second Amendment rights, or the fact that it does cost. I mean, they've lowered the price now, but on average it's $250. Then you pay whatever, each year for, to recertify. A lot of people don't have that money. A lot of people are living hand to mouth right now. They don't have the extra money. With recreation, that would drop that down a little bit.
Well, you know what else is potentially possible there. Oh, go ahead, John.
Anybody who uses cannabis that does not use it medically for some reason.
Right. Well, that's what I've always said.
They say recreational, but that's only because everybody can.
Nobody wants to admit that they
know
have some sort of a mental issue.
Who uses cannabis for a non-medical reason.
Right. They're too proud. They're too proud.
Be
to
it, be it
say
physical,
I
be
got
it
something
emotionally,
wrong.
be it whatever. You're using cannabis for some type of medical reason.
Absolutely.
I agree. Not everybody,
And
I guess.
The
some
medical
of my friends say
argument
they're not.
falls dead for me because we all use it for medical reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody. Some of my friends say they don't.
Well, and a lot of times, a lot of people will say they use it for whatever reason, so they don't have to look at you and say, well, whenever no one else is around, I'm pretty screwed up. So it's easier to just say, I'd rather party.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying.
not screwed up
Even if
too?
they're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
willing to admit it, they're using it for some sort of an issue. You know, 99.9%. All right.
And truth be told, you have to be a little bit messed up to hang out with me. So if you're hanging out with me, I know you're screwed up.
I have to be medicated to be around you, Matt.
My ADHD comes with a prescription, I promise.
He brings the medicine for you just so that you can put up with them.
That's funny.
He's not wrong. But no, we've had an amazing show support down here. Like it kind of got to the point there, like we can't really talk because there's so many like car horns and truck horns and semi trucks blowing their horns going past. You almost can't talk to each other out there.
Tomorrow's the day, man. Everybody knows it's coming. It's finally coming. I'm so fucking pumped.
But people are able to vote today, right?
I live in Ohio.
Yeah, no. Anyone that is able to and get out to the Board of Elections, you can go out and cast your early vote. They have other ways you can do it as well. With your mail-in ballot. I am going to go up to the polls. I actually just went on this morning and just double-checked my voter registration. To anyone that doesn't know how to do that, you can go to you just look up voter registration. Look up in Ohio. It'll take you to the Ohio Board of Elections page. What's that?
Oh, I was yelling hello to somebody in the chat. I apologize.
Oh, okay.
I got to control everything.
It's his form of Tourette's. He just yells names.
Hey, I get it. That's why he medicates. But to those that don't know, go on, double check your voter registration status. I'm not one that pushes politics often, but when it comes to cannabis, we need to get this done, and it is a collective issue. We need everybody to show up and show out for this. So double check your voter registration. That way you're not surprised when you get there. And it'll also tell you right underneath when it tells you that you're good and you're clear, it'll tell you where you go to vote, because that's a lot of everyone's question is, well, where do I go? Go check the Board of Elections page. It will literally tell you what district and what precinct you vote in and where to go.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Very important.
Very important. And if you got an ability, your neighbor is not able to get there, put their ass in the car and take them
with you. Take them with you.
Help them get there.
I know some people, at least in our area, that are going to be picking people up and shuttling people to the polls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is amazing.
I might send the WTHC bus down. No, we don't have a bus yet. Sorry. Next year. The next state we
See,
go.
now, if this was back in the Tammany Hall days, you'd be able to give people a joint after they voted yes.
Right.
If the cannabis was up and moving, we could always pick people up in that, but it's not up and moving right now.
But that's even kind of iffy because technically, because it is a ballot issue. Now, luckily, like our boy Weedsuit Rex, he got lucky. He was able to go down. He went and cast his vote, and he wore his weed suit. Where they were cool, but they do have the right to tell you that you can't go in and vote if you have a shirt on with it. Say it was, you know what I mean, it has a weed leaf on it or something that says Trump. They're not allowed to wear stuff like that when you go to vote because it is technically advertising for a ballot issue. So you're not allowed to do that.
You can't influence the vote.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you, John Lee.
So
yes, sir. You can't influence the vote. You can't wear any political. No,
I'm influencing it.
Does that apply to the federal election for president also? So when you're voting for president in this state, you can't wear a Trump or a
technically
Biden
you're not supposed to be able to.
Okay.
It's a case-by-case basis. It depends on who's, you know what I mean, how the people are feeling at the polls that day.
Right.
It depends.
But they can tell you to either take your shirt off or flip it inside out or go put another shirt on completely and then come back and vote. That way you're not showing any bias.
See, that was a big issue when we had Trump running because there was so much people supporting him that they were telling them to take the hats off, and they thought it was them saying they're not allowed to support, when in reality, that's just the rule.
Right. You're not allowed to influence. Therefore, it'd be no different than us going in our weed suits and standing right outside the polls. Even if we didn't say anything, they would still technically tell us to move down the street because you're legally allowed to, but it's within, I think it's like 1,000 feet or something.
Yeah, it's 1,000 feet from the polls.
So.
We got to be.
Yeah.
Because the polls, aren't they technically private property?
Yeah, well, mine was ran in my local firehouse.
A lot of them are on public places like schools, libraries, firehouses. Yeah, that's why. It's just like a business. We got to be so many feet from that area.
Yep. Well, not to mention, it's also, they usually have those in places like schools, state buildings, federal buildings, where technically you're not supposed to be utilizing or really preaching about cannabis that close within the jurisdiction of those buildings, whether it be a school or state office. So,
for my tax dollars, that's why.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of red tape that kind of goes along with it that would, luckily, with all the decriminalizations we've done the past couple of years, I've gotten a backstage view of it. There's a lot of red tape, and there's a lot of ways that they set things up to where it kind of keeps whoever the little guy would be, it keeps them at an even shorter leash. There's only certain ways you can advertise. There's only certain ways you're allowed to influence people, and they make sure the effective ones are not within your grasp.
Absolutely.
Not to change the subject, but I'd like to give a shout out to Weedosaurus Rex. He is going through a hard time right now, so I hope him and his family is doing well.
Absolutely love that, man.
Rex and the family.
And them prayers,
Yeah, that's my dude there.
Yeah. No, Weedosaurus is amazing. It was really cool. Like him and Mark Bryant, actually, Mark Bryant's another activist. He is from Ohio. He's actually undergoing cancer treatments now, and they were actually able to come up to the Just in Time show with us in Logan, Ohio, which was super cool to get to hang out with those guys again for a while.
Yeah.
Super cool. And I want to give a shout out to Mark. Mark, if you get to see this, Bubba, we love you. Keep fighting.
Yes, Mark.
Yep.
Keep fighting the good fight, brother.
Sending all the love from WTHC as well. Yeah, absolutely. We have a big show tonight as well, guys. I know that you guys got a lot going on, but Envy and I have Taco and the Mofos, previously known as Taco and the Mofos, now known as Bonsai with an exclamation point on it. They sing that song Pocket Full of Pre-Rolls that I play quite often here. They're going to be on tonight at 8 o'clock with Envy and I.
That sounds like a Billy Blaze song there.
Very, very good. I think of Billy Blaze every time I play it because throwing out pre-rolls everywhere. Pocket full of pre-rolls. Throwing them everywhere.
Sounds like a Billy Blaze song, Eric.
Great song. It's a great song.
And then here in about an hour, we have the state representative.
Yep.
Yeah, that's going to be really
excited
amazing.
for this.
I'm nervous.
See, I'm not, and here's why. Because A, he's just a guy. And a lot of times when you have people that are in those type of political partnerships, they're speaking from a place of being misinformed. Yeah. And more often than not, it is just simply they were misinformed, and by that time they had already made up their mind and they weren't really hearing other sides. But when you look at it from a medical aspect, you look at it from someone who is a recovering addict. I have died 12 times, like legally, you know what I mean? I have people like Joni Caliotis who stand beside me, or John Lee, who were in, you know what I mean? They either have, Joni has MS. John Lee was in a horrible car accident. And they are up and moving around because of, and thanks to cannabis.
Yeah.
So you can't tell me that they're addicts. You can't tell me that they're bad people. She worked for the state. You know what I mean? Like, she put in plenty of years to where she got her, you know what I mean? Like, she got her stripes with the state and is still out here advocating for cannabis. You can't tell me it's because she just had nothing better to do and she's a lazy stoner.
And there are so many stories like that out there. There are so many stories of people who've had incredible turnarounds in their situation once they decided to include cannabis in their treatment regimen.
Yep.
So it's really hard to deny the fact that although it may not be for 100% of the people, there is a big portion of this population that can benefit from its inclusion.
Yes.
That's for sure.
And we're not, and the other thing that people don't look at too, and I know a lot of it is the older generation, but they assume that recreation to us just means we can go out and smoke 6-foot joints whenever we want to. Right. And just, you mean red mayhem and greed, where if you look at a lot of these states that have legalized, the money is there for the state. The crime rates have gone down significantly. They've openly admitted that the opioid pan is being affected by cannabis being more legalized.
Yes.
Like, you can't tell me that the stats aren't there.
No.
You also can't show me a stat where there's been a traffic fatality due to cannabis. So for all of we're going to have people driving under the influence. Show me where that's happened.
No,
we've had states legalizing since 2012. There still has yet to be a traffic fatality due to cannabis.
I don't know anybody who has been addicted to cannabis.
No, it is habit forming, but you cannot get a physical addiction to it.
I've known some people psychologically who've been there.
Who's OD'd on cannabis.
Yeah, with
I've given multiple valiant efforts. We just tried in Missouri. And it cannot happen.
No, I've overdosed 12 times, and I have the medical paper to back it up. Never once been on weed.
I can go to a friend's party, smoke all night long, and drive home. I can't go there and drink all night long and drive home.
No.
You know, there's just so many good points compared to the bad points of what's legal already.
Yeah.
That they've already accepted. Why can't you accept some of the truths that we have now?
The worst that's going to happen while you're smoking pot is you're going to stop at a stop sign waiting for it to change to go. That's the
refrigerator will shake in fear.
And it's appropriate that the go is green.
Laws are retroactive. You know, everything, when they make a law, they either find a way to break it or find a way to, enforce it. So I truly believe that they will find a way for a machine or something to test the THC in your system, just like they have for drinking.
They've been working on it, but they haven't had a great deal of success yet with that.
I do think because once they got, it's just that's coming, I believe.
Yeah.
Here's my biggest thing with your body. Whenever you put something in it that isn't supposed to be there, you'll get sick. You'll get the runs, whatever. Your body will find a way to get it out of your system.
Yeah.
Cannabis is one of the only things that your body will hold on to for 30 to 60 to 90 days. It'll hold on to it as long as it can in its fat cells, and it'll store it. So you can't tell me your body doesn't want it there, and you can't tell me that it's causing any other issues, because there is literally they have little to no research out there that actually proves that cannabis is what causes people short-term memory loss. They say it attributes to the gray matter that ends up in scans, that and the third, but there is nothing that definitively says that cannabis as by itself affects your body negatively.
Yeah.
Aside from the smoking aspect of it, because you shouldn't put anything in your lungs.
The upper respiratory tract is where all the focus of study was done through the University of Mississippi. It's what was funded, because it was one of the few areas that they found negative results with cannabis. So that's why they pushed that agenda, because of upper respiratory tract irritation.
Mississippi's the only place that can grow legal cannabis for research, being in Mississippi of all places.
Yeah.
There's so many different delivery systems now that just smoking argument against the lungs, it's
right.
Valid anymore.
It's a moot point, is what it is.
Yeah.
It's something that they've harped on because it's really the only branch they've had to hang on to. Because other than that, everything else has been complete speculation up to this point. But the one thing that we do know is, as far as the effects with CBD and low grade THC on your joints, on the body itself, how it actually works with the heart and the anxiety system, how it works with bipolar and depression. These are things that we know. It had, like, Johns Hopkins has been doing research on it forever. So has Duke University, the Ohio State University, Pittsburgh University has just did a study from 2017 to 2021 where they were actually checking the effects of cannabis versus depression, bipolar, and schizophrenia, which is why, because they have been saying forever that cannabis has been attributed to psychosis.
Right.
But yet they have absolutely no findings whatsoever that actually back that statement.
What's crazy is
they've been trying.
They started these studies to prove that cannabis is bad, and then they proved themselves wrong, is the funny part.
Yes.
So then they stop running them, but yeah, they still run with that narrative. But if you go and look at any of these studies, it was a case-by-case basis where one out of I think it was 1,400 people ended up having a psychosis. But that's an underlying mental health issue that was brought about by a situation, not the cannabis.
And it's such a small percentage that it becomes negligible anyway. When you're talking about 1 in over 1,000, right?
I told y'all I did my research.
Yeah. So, it's funny. On Friday when we had Dr. Harris on, we were talking about, he was actually telling us about a doctor in Arizona that was doing a study on PTSD with veterans and cannabis. And she actually had to sue the FDA and the DEA to be able to conduct these trials to understand the potential benefit. And when she finally did get approval after about 8 years, the only cannabis they would allow her to use for the trial came from the University of Mississippi. It was subpar, and she wasn't able to get accurate findings because of the quality of the product that had been presented. When she had access to good quality product out of Colorado, it was not allowed.
I remember that article. I read that. It was outdoor grown cannabis, for one thing. And it was like 12 to 15% THC, and it wasn't good enough quality cannabis to get the desired results.
Yes.
Yeah.
They do that to handicap you so that they can't get the findings you want.
They knew that going in.
Yeah, because hemp sucks all the shit out of the air and the soil. So if you do it outside, of course, it's not going to be a quality product.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why whenever you buy medical grade cannabis, it usually states that it's indoor grown.
Yeah, because outdoor grown is more so for making products out of shirts and rope and stuff, not for consumption.
Well, outdoor cannabis in the outdoor market is made for producers make hash. They make concentrates out of that, things like that. It's not for just budding smoking like indoor flower.
Hey, John, not to take hippies' words, but we do have a commercial break.
Run it.
Thank you, Mike.
Badger Heart Puppetry. Badger Heart Puppetry. Badger Heart Puppetry. If you need some kick-ass puppets, contact Forge at 1-636-234-1535. He has all your puppet needs. He can fix puppets, build puppets, custom-made puppets. He has puppets off the rack for cheap prices. Contact Forge today at 1-636-234-1535 or on TikTok or Facebook at Badger Heart Puppetry. He also makes LARPing items too.
Are you in the Ellensville or Middletown, New York area? Revamp your space with Collins Paints Ltd. Ugly walls? Let Collins Paints Ltd. add a splash of color to your world. Collins Painting is a veteran-owned and operated business. They can transform your space to whatever your heart desires. Say goodbye to the boring beige and hello to possibilities of bright and vibrant colors. The Collins Painting team are a group of skilled professional painters who will turn your vision into reality. Call Collins Paint Ltd. today to get a fast and easy quote. Available Monday through Fridays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call them at 845-869-8176.
Hey, Mississippi, why don't we take a ride to Dauphin, PA today?
Dauphin? What's in Dauphin?
Bella's Badass Crystals.
Oh, but I thought you hang out with them on Facebook and on TikTok.
That's only on Mondays, Tuesdays, Saturdays, Sundays. Today I want to go there and pick up all my great finds.
That sounds like a great road trip. That's Bella's Badass Crystals on TikTok and Facebook, but you can also find them on the top of the mountain in Dauphin, PA.
They are badass.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Are you looking to have some crocheted made by hand stuff like your Grammy used to do for you? Then you need to check out You Have Me Hooked 23 on Etsy and TikTok. Vern can do what you need. She crochets hats, she crochets animals, everything, anything you may need. She also makes vinyl stickers banners for your business. Anything that you might want that she can do, she can definitely do it for you. Want an I Hate My Ex sticker? She's got you covered. Anything, and I mean anything that you may need. She has cheap and reasonable prices. Check her out. You Have Me Hooked 23 on Etsy and TikTok.
WTHC, good afternoon, everybody. It's 1:49. You're hanging with the Cannabis Chronicles. We have about 10 minutes left. We have to sign off from CBG TV. I want to let everybody out there on CBG TV know that if you're watching right now, you want to come find WTHC-radio on Facebook or YouTube, because we will be going live speaking with town representative, whatever we call them,
State representative.
State
Gotcha.
Nice.
Is he a congressman or a senator?
He's a state rep.
That's it.
Yeah, he's the state rep.
Oh, okay, so he's only within the state. He doesn't go to Washington and represent Ohio.
The state guy, yeah.
Okay. Just in the chat for a second here, Michelle Hollingshead says, I don't know how to get a card or even where to start. I've asked my doctors, and of course they won't lead me in the right direction because they want you to take their pills. Now, Michelle says she's dealing with cancer, and the doctors have told her that.
Is she in Ohio?
I'm not sure. What state are you in, Michelle? Because perhaps we can help you out with that.
Dr. Amish Oza is who we all use for our medical card. They're Relief Health Bel Air. They are fantastic. Very knowledgeable, super sweet. Everyone that works there knows what they're doing. You mention us, they will walk you straight through. It is they make it as easy as humanly possible. You literally send a copy of your ID. You'll e-sign for them to get your your medical records, and then they'll handle it from there. You don't have to worry about your doctor.
She's close to Bel Air. She could.
Yes,
I thought so. I thought so. Then tell her to
come see one of us. Yeah.
Bingo. Send us a message. We'll get you in touch with them.
Yeah.
And get a new cancer doctor, because sounds like he don't know what he's talking about.
Unfortunately, that's how it seems to be with a lot of cancer doctors nowadays. Even though there is plenty, and I mean plenty of research that states that cannabis helps cancer. It helps with the pain, the inflammation, the stomach issues,
the sickness, the nausea,
all of it.
John Lee.
It works.
Yeah.
My friend Dr. Darren Miller, he's a walking testament of that.
Yes, he is.
There's a lot of them, though. Like I said, we have a lot of people who are walking testaments. Thank God.
We need to get Darren Miller on one of our shows, Hippie, because he is a great person to have.
That is Mike Tyson's medical marijuana doctor, medical marijuana advisor. He helped set up Planet 13 in Vegas with Mike Tyson.
Very cool. Absolutely.
He's also a cancer survivor.
I love you guys. I'm going to go hop out, go see what's going on down here on the streets, and then I'll be back in here probably about 10, 15 minutes before 2:30. Is that cool?
Perfect, Matt.
Sounds good.
I love you guys. I'll see you in a little bit.
Love you.
Take care, brother. Get up, brother.
For everyone that is listening, we are going to go live again at 2:10. We're going to have the state representative on here.
Yeah, that'll be on Facebook and YouTube, Live 365, and TuneIn.
Yeah.
Guys, I'll be back for that. Okay, I gotta step out.
Yeah,
I
actually need to take a break as well.
Stuff for a minute, guys.
Me too. Yeah.
Much love, John. Thanks for doing this.
Absolutely, John. Thank you.
This is going to be fun.
I'm excited.
I think it's going to be very interesting anyway.
Yeah, hearing Matt's side and the representative side. I'm more interested in listening.
Yeah. Yeah, this is not something that I will most likely partake in unless there's something really relevant. But I'm much more interested in seeing the interaction and listening.
Like I told you guys, I kind of booked it for like Matt or one of the higher up Weedsuit Heroes that know more about it to talk to this representative, so we have a spokesman who kind of knows more about it and has more research studies to talk to the representative about.
And for Bill Seitz, it's probably going to be more comfortable to have this interaction one-on-one with an individual, so he won't feel, outnumbered or ganged up on, or
I don't want him uncomfortable. I just want
not at all. Not at all. We don't.
No,
because this could open the door to being able to talk with people in his position into the future. So we want to make sure that they understand that this is a fair playing field.
And it's hard for you to not just change somebody's mind. That's not exactly what we're trying to do. But it's hard.
I'm the hippie here. Hold on. We have a question in the comments right here. I have a question. Please answer that one for our friend.
For me, it's hard. Okay, I have that question too. I live in New York. My girlfriend had cancer and a stroke, has pain. Doctors wanting to give her ibuprofen. So it's a state nurse, now retired as of now, and give her a damn ibuprofen and THC helps her. Who do we talk to? I suppose that'll depend on where you are in New York, but most states have a registry of cannabis doctors, medical marijuana doctors. So it might be the best to use Google to try and find that registry, and then you can sift through that to find a doctor in your area.
Curly Kell right here in the chat probably, or Lori, they both used the same person and they were able to certify in New York. So that's definitely somebody she might be able to help.
Yeah, especially if it's a certification done by phone, right? By telemedicine.
Yeah, it's over the phone.
Yeah. Perhaps Curly Kell could pop into us who she spoke with, and then we can get some contact information out there for who was that? I can't read the comments on my phone. So
it says I have a
Frank
question
for Frank.
And the second one, I have a question. In Ohio, is the pharmaceutical board going to oversee your adult use program, or are they going to create an entire new commission just for cannabis like Massachusetts did?
From my understanding, that part ain't really written yet that I know of. However, from my understanding, it's going to be like any other recreational state where they're still going to have the medical system, but they're also going to have a recreational system. That, as far as my understanding.
Stop messing around, Garrett.
Yeah, there actually was. When I was doing some research this morning, there will be a new commission set up in Ohio to oversee the regulation of adult use cannabis. So, how they're going to proceed. Does anybody get at this time?
Frank, Curly Kell says, check out Very Heal. VERIHEAL. Very Heal. That's who she went through to get her card in New York.
Sounds freaking incredible.
Yeah.
But guys, I'm gonna probably get off here so I can get my lunch before we go live.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Not me, Joanna, not me. That's obvious.
Is Garrett going to be sending us all a new link for this?
Yeah, I got the link already. I don't know.
Okay.
I think it's already in the back room already. I think. Yeah.
I didn't notice.
Yeah, there's like 7 of them there or something.
He's just hiding.
I want to thank all the Weedsuit Heroes, John Lee, of course, Michael, Matt Cooper, the young lady who was the first medical patient in Ohio. I don't remember her name. Say her
Joni
name.
Kalalitis.
Joni?
Yeah, Joni.
Joni.
I did send you the link. You should have.
I see it.
Red for making his unexpected appearances all the time up here. Peter! And then he's got a dirty, filthy cigarette in my room. Ugh.
Muck said no cigarettes in his basement.
Right. No cigarettes. Very gross. Anyway, I want to thank CBG TV for letting us hang out over here and share our knowledge and our nonsense. I want to thank all of our sponsors. Don't forget to head up over to Tailored Herbs and Concentrates if you're in New Brunswick, Canada, and get your free pre-roll. All you have to do is walk in and say, Granddaddy Perp. Granddaddy Perp, yeah. And then
that's an easy one.
Tonight,
yeah,
I'm gonna smoke my cigs. You're gross. Ugh. Then tonight, Envy and I, Envy the entity right there, Envy the entity, and I are gonna be sitting down with Bonsai, formerly known as Taco and the Mofos, and we're gonna have a 2-hour sit down, get to know him, hang out, bullshit, and you guys get to hang out and get to know him as well. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
I did see. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I did see in the comments earlier there was a question that was asked by Garrett, and I would like to answer that. He wanted to know if we can have a live update of the election tomorrow. Billy normally goes live with stuff like this on his Facebook page, but if you want me to come on here with a live update as they're doing the results, we can.
Yeah, you can check in with all the DJs throughout the day and keep us updated on it. Yes, that would be wonderful. You have all the DJs, ability to reach to all the DJs, so please let us know and keep us posted all day. That would be fantastic.
Okay. Because it's going to be a busy day tomorrow, so I won't be able to update you all day, but at least from like 7 p.m. until we get the results.
Suck it up.
All right.
Everybody out there, thank you so very much. I got to go because CBG TV's got another show coming right up. Stick around for that. If you're listening to WTHC, hang out. We're going to be back in a little bit. Just go to WTHC Radio on Facebook or YouTube.
Love y'all.
Everybody have a great day.
Peace. Love you, Mike. Thanks for being here.
No problem.